Sanbonani, good morning. Tobela? Okay. I am indeed Thabsile Ranape, as you see it. Apologies, I'm in my techies because I was grabbed from sight. So I had to drop the pumps and quickly run and come here. So yes, but because of you, I had to do it. I started in 2017. I'll try to be very fast because I think questions are better than me telling you the story. But I started in 2017. I was working for government, a municipality to be exact. 2007, there was a site available next to my, no, not even next, in my town where I was staying. So this site was an Excel site. Those of you who know the old days of Excel, it was an Excel site. It was available. It was for sale. It wasn't doing well. But that time I didn't know about doing well and not doing well because it was a new thing. So what I liked what I saw in the advert was saying they would appreciate local people and they would also appreciate women. So I thought, okay, maybe I've got a scope, let me go in. So I went in. They have all the processes that you can think of, your interviews and everything. So they normally stagger their interviews. You don't, like in our work environment, get interviewed and then you have an appointment later the following day. So we get interviewed through your business plan. You put together a business plan, which is not a scary part. You just say what you think you're going to do on the site. But what is very important is that you must get closer to the site because you must understand what is happening on the site. And please excuse my slit. You must understand what is going on the site. So that when you write your case study or your business plan, you will also be trying to respond to the challenges that you see on the site. So obviously I saw a site that was doing 140,000 liters. Not good at all. Not good at all if you are going to go to ABSA and say, I'm borrowing money, because what you need to pay ABSA will actually not be what you will be getting from the site. But yes, I had to take that journey. What is also important about the proximity from the site is that when you run a site, anything happens. Your systems get down, your tsotis come and visit you, you have bombing on the site. So imagine when you are coming all the way from Joburg rushing to the site, it's quite impossible. And unfortunately, business, not only in the franchise industry, business general, it's happening through your passion. So you can't delegate somebody to go to a site when it is bent down. You can't delegate somebody to go and pick up you can't delegate. You just have to run your passion, and your passion must be with you. So yes, fast forward, 1.4 million, that was the franchise fee that Sasol was looking for. I only had few properties, which is important, by the way. I had few properties, not room, not like serious properties. So I had few of those 4 rooms, but fortunately, because I was moving out from work, and then I had a bit of my pension. So they were saying, and that is ABSA, they were saying they can only assist me if I have 60% in cash. But they were not wrong when you start moving into the journey. If they were to give me 100%, I would have fallen by the wayside. Because of that amount, they wanted me to pay 20,000 rand per month. And remember, I'm picking up a site that is doing 140,000 liters. So the benefit that you get out of that, with the stuff that you are taking over, because you must not forget the fact that when you take over the site, you take everything that is in the site. So I can't chase away any of the employees. I must maintain the payroll bill. I must maintain his money. I must put some insurances because there are assets there that Sasol insures, and there are assets that I have to insure as a franchisee. So I had to do all that. So that pension money came handy to go towards the 60%, and then I had to go to them for the 40%. I made a mistake. After acquiring the site in 2007, I didn't resign from work. So I was going to the site when I knock off to catch up. I was starting at the site in the morning to catch up. I was leaving the entire processing without myself being physical. What you need to know, and these are still, I'm giving you this snapshot, I shall give you the most beautiful things that happen after. What you need to know is that everybody at Sasol that runs a unit that is connected to a filling station has got targets. And those targets squarely fall on you. If somebody talks food safety, they need those accomplishments from you. If somebody talks about your liters that you need to make, that target falls on top of you. So all those targets that they have, and they so much want to achieve those targets, they need to achieve them through you. So that therefore meant you need to be physically there. You need to be there all the time. There's no way that you can delegate that responsibility. If I can gossip a bit, I found the site at 140 because it had been 100% delegated. And that's why it had gone to that stage. But fast forward again, 2008, after George Manyaka had terrorized me so much, you must decide, do you want to work? Do you want to be part of the filling station? We need to give the filling station to somebody else. If you are not physically there, I had to resign. And then I came full time. And by the way, I didn't resign without being summoned to Sasol because my food safety was not good. So they had to summon me and say, we are closing the kitchen. I didn't know anything about food safety, by the way, when I got there. So don't be scared if you say you know nothing. I didn't know you need to take temperatures. I didn't know that you need to put food in a certain degree. It must be 5 degrees and that. You need to put it 65 degrees and above. That is hot. You need to take temperatures all the time and keep records of the temperatures. I had to learn as I go. I'm an expert of that today, which means so can you be. So, yes, first year came up, liters really moved. I doubled the 140, very excited. I started paying APSA double. I was paying them 40%, but remember the other 20 was taxable. But I had to pay them 40 because I wanted to quickly consume the debt and then start moving freely. So as I was doing that, they had another site available, and that is 2010. They had another site available. They were looking for somebody to take that site. In fact, it was another franchisee that was selling. I took advantage. They had been marked again, and the wife was not happy going back to the site. So I stayed closer, I listened to the stories, and that's the beauty of being closer to your site. So then I heard that, no, it's shaky. Then I said, okay, fine, I'll assist, I'll take over the site. I had made some money because what I heard him talking of 60 million. I so wish there was 60 million. There isn't anything called 60 million, although you do see the 60 million in your bank account. But don't make a mistake and see 60 million is yours. Because the bulk of that money is for the truck that stands outside and deliver to you. So you have to make sure that before you think of anything, whether makeup, you can't, I want makeup, no makeup, I'm not mad. Before you think, before you think of anything, pay them their money. Amen. Pay them their money. And that's why I've stayed for more than 10 years in the field. I've never owed them. I would rather have my own struggles, but I've never owed them. So it is therefore very important that you put them first, and then you can be a person that can then move on. So I acquired the second site. I stretched him down on the first site, and then we had to go for a second site. He was very happy to give me another loan because I had shown some productivity. I had shown some attention in running the first site. So then I got the second one. Bit expensive, but manageable. With the expertise that I had gained, financially and otherwise, it was then easy to go for the second one. I then got to him, he gave me money again. I managed his debt. I consumed his debt. And therefore, I didn't owe anything. So I'm running with these two sites now, very nicely so. But I also had a dream, because I'm working as a franchisee, and I'm sure you would understand what is the difference between a franchisee and a dealer-owned site. There are two sites. So I'm a franchisee because they are the franchisors. They've leased the franchise to me, and I'm therefore running as maybe their supervisor, senior supervisor, if I can call myself that way. Yeah, so that's how I've been running it. But while I went through that, I said, I need to have a retirement strategy, because you need energy to be in that space. You really need to run when the forecourt calls you. You need to run when you see people in your catch point, a long line getting to your fridges, and the cashier is a bit slow. You should be able to say, can you shift? Yes. So that your line can move. Your customers get very happy with you because they see they have this manager inside that is very attentive and does care about them being on the line forever. Then I'll deal with this low one afterwards. But I must finish up with the customer so that the customer can leave. So your presence cannot be overemphasized. So here's my retirement strategy. I said, okay, as I retire, I probably don't have to be a franchisee. I must graduate from being a franchisee. And when you graduate, you become what? Become a landlord. And then I said, that's my direction, that's how I want to take. Because when I get to that age where I need to deal with the two-pot system, I must be in the very correct space, I must be in the correct space. So, because of my connection with stakeholders, which is also important, you must have connection with stakeholders. So don't be an employer, don't be a business person that is, distanced from the ground. So I do talk to my municipal employees, I do talk to my councillors. They are part of me, because I'm in business. So then I had to go around, town plan after town plan, and said, is there a space that I can find? Then I got one space towards my retirement strategy. I'm very far with that now. It has been zoned. I've got a license, 2 of them, by the way. It is Sasol. Mark 5, by the way. Sasol Mark 5. So it is Sasol. It is GP Street, Miklibeck. That's where it's going to be. I'm from Mpumalanga, by the way, and I need to be closer to the site. So GP Street, Mpumalanga, Miklibeck, that's where the site is. It has been zoned. It has been given the 2 licenses. Where is my lead? Oh, okay. Then I'm working with my Sasol advisor. We were supposed to meet with the architect today. The drawings are at an advanced stage. So we are planning to at least have that site being finalized by June next year. So I still have to see whether I can speak to him or I can...
He's calling you.
He's listening. He's just listening.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I am here for my retirement strategy of owning a site and making sure that at least I can retire peacefully. I won't be running after ports. So I think I'm okay there. Okay. So what I also did as a retirement strategy again, I've got 3 boys, 1 girl. And I also made it a point that at least I steal one of them and train him thoroughly as something that will assist me to retire. So Neo is my son that has been with me after leaving UJ in 2011. He then joined me in the industry. Sasol again.
Wow.
So well groomed by the mother. And I think 2-3 years back, he got a shell site, deviated a bit. But then there was also an opportunity not long ago, probably 2 months ago, where Sasol had an opportunity. He then went to that interview. He was given an appointment letter to have a site in Mikkelberg, a Sasol site. So he has then decided he's going to do away with the shell site just for us to be able to manage one brand and not compete, because just for us to be able to manage one brand, because if someone says reward cuts this site, you run with 30 cents. Another one says rewards cut this site, so you cannot really grab that apology. You will be very exhausted. So in short, that is my story, and I said I don't want to bore you because maybe 1 or 2 of you would like to listen to that, but how did you go across this? How did you go? So at least I want to give you that opportunity to at least see how that has been done. But Lisiho has been very great to me. She's the manager that will be doing the new site with me in Mikkelberg. She has given me the draft lease agreement between me and Sasol, and now I'll be a dealer. I'll be a dealer, or maybe the 60 million, a bit of it will now come. Yes, it will come now. So that is what is exciting about it. I'll listen to about Cindy and them when they start have to putting the smaller words for me. But you need to read very thoroughly when you read Cindy's. But yes, that is what is going to happen. I don't know whether I'm really covering what you want to hear. I think you have heard. I didn't come from the air. I came from a public sector, and then I joined the private sector. It was a new world. I had a lot of things to learn. I had languages like your profit margin. I had languages like your break-even. Is it back? I had QSR. And of late, they don't even give us registers when they say tap there and then, you know. So yes, but that's where we are. And thank you very much for allowing me to share this with you. And I think I need to leave it here, so that in case someone says, what is this, I can have that opportunity to do that. And thank you for inviting me to of service to South Africa. Women, it's possible. I must also tell the youth it is possible, because Neo is youth.